Rainbow Road. It's the most famous Mario Kart track and one of the most recognizable video game references ever, due to it being in every game and also just being really good and unique. There's been 8 original versions of Rainbow Road so far, and I'm going to rank them from worst to best. These rankings will be based on a combination of visuals, music, difficulty, and of course just how fun it is. Keep in mind that I am only ranking originals, so no retros will be in this video. Now let's get into it. I seriously debated putting N64 in this spot, and I'll explain why in a minute, but I just think the original is sadly the worst one. Of course, this doesn't mean it's a bad track. In fact, it's probably the best track in the game, but it's still underwhelming compared to its fellow Rainbow Roads. The road itself looks pretty good, but it's way too narrow and there's only 90-degree turns. That combined with the thwomps makes this more difficult than it should be, which also makes it less fun. It's definitely a breath of fresh air compared to the other Super Mario Kart tracks, but compared to the other Rainbow Roads, it's the worst one unfortunately. It sucks I have to put such an iconic track this low on the list, but objectively, this Rainbow Road just isn't very good. The biggest reason for me at least is just how long it takes to complete one race, which is around 6 minutes if you don't do any shortcuts or glitches. No Mario Kart race should take this long, and by the time I start the third lap, I'm beyond ready for it to be over. The other 2 reasons is the lack of difficulty and excitement. Rainbow Road is usually one of the hardest tracks in its respective game, but there are guardrails all along the side, so you mostly can't fall off. And other than the chain chomps, there's really just not a lot going on. You could zone out and probably get a podium spot on this track. It isn't all bad though, the music is fantastic and is loved by many, and it definitely makes the race more enjoyable. And also there's fireworks, or whatever they are, of characters' faces that you can look at while driving. I'd say a big reason why people still love it is from nostalgia, but it still has some good qualities. Probably the most disappointed I've been seeing a new Rainbow Road. Mario Kart 8 just doesn't feel like a Rainbow Road to me, mostly because of the road itself and the music. The road isn't very rainbowy, if you will, and the music doesn't do it for me at all. So for a while I honestly just hated this one, but over time it's actually kind of grown on me. Sure, it doesn't feel like a traditional Rainbow Road, but it can be fun to race on. And the space station theme isn't bad either, so I actually kind of like it now, but not near as much as the next 5, which are all more traditional. Super Circus Rainbow Road is an underrated one, and so is the game as a whole. It kind of looks like a mix of N64 and SNES, but unlike either of those two, it has jump pads on the edges of the road you can bounce off of for some awesome shortcuts. These really give this Rainbow Road some identity, and of course makes this track a lot of fun. But other than that, there's really not anything that stands out to me. There's this one straightaway with a lot of boost pads that's fun, I guess. Sadly, I don't really care for the song. It's like Wii U's. It's not bad, but I just don't like it. But yeah, overall it's a solid Rainbow Road, and I think it's perfect at number 5. A very nostalgic one for me, DS Rainbow Road is the most average Rainbow Road you'll ever see, so number 4 is obviously a great spot for it. The road looks exactly like it should, the music is great, and I think it has a good amount of difficulty. It's just kind of bland. The only noteworthy part of the course is the loops, which can be fun, but can also be frustrating if you get hit and instantly die. So yeah, there's really not anything different about this version, it's just solid and it gets the job done. I didn't grow up playing Double Dash, so this one is not nostalgic for me at all, but I can confidently say that this is a very good Rainbow Road. The road looks great, the layout is solid, there's that big cannon thing that's pretty fun, stars fall out of space and fall on the track that you can pick up, and you can even see Mushroom City below you. There's a lot going on, so it's definitely not a boring race, and my favorite part is probably the music. It's an incredible song and fits the track perfectly. My only complaint will probably be the corkscrew section with all the boost pads. It can be annoying, especially with Double Dash's controls, but everything else about this Rainbow Road is either good or great, so I think it deserves to be this high for sure. One of the best tracks of all time, not just Rainbow Roads. Wii's Rainbow Road is everything you want it to be. The road looks magical, the music is amazing, you can see Earth below you, and in my opinion it has the perfect amount of difficulty. It's one of the hardest tracks in Wii, and it can definitely be frustrating, especially if you're using motion controls, but once you get the hang of it, it's not that bad, and is really fun. There's lots of cool jumps, those big holes in the middle of the track you can jump over, and even a star cannon. Not to mention if you play on 150cc and are using a fast enough vehicle, you can use a mushroom at the beginning and do what's called the moon jump. All around, it's an incredible course, which is why it's number 4 on my top 10 tracks and number 2 on this list as well. I feel like I've talked this track to death. My last video was on Mario Kart 7, and this was also on my top 10 tracks video, so you guys probably know the drill by now. Mario Kart 7's Rainbow Road is the Mario Kart experience. It's the only Rainbow Road that's in sections instead of laps, and there's so many things to see on this journey. I'll let the footage speak for itself here, but just one after another, there's different sections that all have something unique and interesting. Now, a couple of gripes I have with this track. For one, it's not very difficult, which is something I expect out of a Rainbow Road. Outside of N64s, this might be the easiest. And my other complaint isn't only being one lap. It feels a bit short, so I think 2 laps would be perfect. But other than that, it's a phenomenal course and the best Rainbow Road we will likely ever see. Thanks for watching my ranking of every Rainbow Road. Let me know if you agree or disagree with my list and what you would change. If this ranking gets at least 100 likes, I will follow this up with my Bowser's Castle ranking next, so make sure to like the video if you want to see that. As always, make sure to subscribe for more Mario Kart content. Thanks for watching and have a great day.